we're just going to give you an overview of what the actual running for office is about. So we're going to just go back over some of the things we covered on Friday very briefly, but then we're going to talk specifically to what the campaign is and how you run a campaign. And we're recording this session, so we'll be able to share it with people afterwards so that they can see and get the information as well. I see there's some more people joining us. I'm going to share my screen. I think because there's so few of us, I'm not going to do an icebreaker, guys. What do you think, Kenny? Yeah, we just go straight into it, right? Yeah, I think we all know each other. Can everyone see my slides?
Yes, we can see it.
Would someone like to read My Sister's Keeper, please? I can't see if anyone's volunteering.
I can.
Go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I am my sister's keeper. I will build my sister up, encourage her, empower her, and pray for her. I have no reason to talk about her, tear her down, be jealous of her, or to compete with her. I am going to stand behind her and help push her into her destiny. Pretty women pray.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. That's beautiful. All right. We're not going to do an icebreaker. We're just going to carry straight on. So what we're going to talk about this evening is I'm going to do a quick introduction, going over what we discussed on Friday. And then we're going to go straight into the candidate nomination pack and how you go about running for office. Of course, the purpose of the alumni group is to create a group of former graduates who will help raise the profile of the organization and give back, network, and create opportunities for building career leadership skills. And this will be in South Africa for G4G. It will be mentees who have graduated or who will graduate by attending 4 sessions or more of active cohorts. There's going to be a special alumni group sign-up form, which we'll share in the chat box again. And we will be communicating via Telegram so that we can increase our numbers because there's a limit on WhatsApp and email, obviously. And then we will have some committee members, mentors, who will belong to the alumni group just to provide support. But basically, the alumni will be running it themselves, and we will just provide guidance or assistance where possible. So the mission is to continue to empower young women through an ongoing platform that embodies the courageous leadership principles of growing your village, investing in your information gathering years, and helping girls to find their mission. And the purpose, obviously, to bring together G4G graduates from all over South Africa to grow the network, share ideas, create social change programs, encourage continual learning, and lift others as they rise. And the values will be trust, courage, authenticity, advocacy, and integrity. And these are, of course, based on our core modules, but just using them in terms of real practical life scenarios now. It's no longer about learning, it's about actual application of these principles. I'm now going to hand over to Rivka and Christine. Go ahead, guys. Rivka or Kenny?
Yeah, sorry about that. I was just switching on my video and audio. So the committee will consist of 4 portfolios, which will include an alumni lead who will be responsible for connecting to the mentor network and will be the overarching representative affecting alumni. The 4 portfolios are, as discussed, the alumni team lead, a social activities coordinator, a communications coordinator, and a social impact coordinator. All mentees who have graduated are eligible to run for office and have to basically design and implement a campaign in order to garner votes as part of the election. We'll be discussing the structure of the campaign shortly. Nominated mentees or self-nominated mentee. So basically, in order to run, you can be nominated by either a mentee or you can nominate yourself, but you do have to get at least one additional nomination in order to run. So this can be either a mentee or a mentor to nominate you to participate as part of the election. Next slide, please, Valerie, and then I'm going to hand over to Kinney, who's going to describe the first section of your campaign.
Hi, everyone. Sorry, I made like the screen really small and I couldn't figure out how to make it big again. So just to go through, so you'll get these forms and you fill them out. So the first one is the nomination form. So this will be your details. So your name, surname, the cohort that you graduated from, your cell phone number, email, and the mentors from your circle would be filled in there. Next slide, please. Okay, and then we want to know about you. So where are you currently? If you're in high school, this because people from THMC, you'd fill out your high school and the Mahapa Foundation. Fill out your high school, fill out your grade, so we know which grade you are. University would be a different section. So university, your faculty, the program you're in within the faculty, and your year of study. So first year, second year, third year, fourth year, honors. If in med school, then like 10 years, and you'll let us know. And then we'd like you to tell us which portfolio you'd like to run for. Okay, so we want your first choice here. So as you can see, there are the four portfolios. So the alumni team leader, social activities coordinator, communication coordinator, and social impact coordinator. Just once again, these are not solid. You can add, if you all decide as an alumni group that you want to add another one, another portfolio, please feel free to do so, suggest that, so we can all share and add to it. But these are the ones we have set out as our first four for now. Next. I can hand back to Rivka now.
Thank you, Kinney. So as part of the nomination form, which forms the basis of your campaign, we need you to submit the following documents. The first would be a digital photograph of yourself, preferably a head and shoulder shot, which will form part of the full nomination pack. So we prefer it to be a headshot, professional if possible, and 2 to 4 megabytes. You then would have to draft a high-level manifesto. So a manifesto is basically your statement as to why you'd like to run for office, and it should preferably be aligned to the portfolio that you're interested in. And then you need to submit a logo and or a slogan, so you can choose either or. So either you can just have a logo, or you can have a slogan, or if you prefer, you can develop your own logo and slogan. We then suggest that you also submit a high-level CV, which would basically indicate what qualification that you're registered in, and then at least 5 points if you do have of previous experience. So this will be formed in a full nomination pack where all the candidates' details will be put in, and all the voters can view all the candidates and read through their statements, get a background of their previous experience, and you also have to sign the candidate's declaration form. Next slide, please. As we discussed earlier, the third section is around nominations. You have to ensure that you get at least one person to nominate you. This can either be a mentor or a mentee or a member of the G4G South Africa group. There's also a limit in terms of how many people one person can nominate. So each member of the G4G South Africa program can only nominate up to 3 candidates to run for office and need at least one nomination, as we discussed. Next slide, please. The next section is around the declaration. You need to approach your mentor to discuss why you'd like to run for office and to get their advice and to explain why you're running so they can give you guidance. The section has been included to encourage you to lean on your village and to get the necessary support in terms of why you're running and what additional support you might need from your mentor as part of your campaign. And so you just need to have a discussion based on your preferred medium, with a phone call, WhatsApp discussion, or WhatsApp phone call, and get them to sign the form. We would recommend that you use a digital signature, so to email the form to your mentor and then ask them to insert their digital signature to make it easier instead of printing out the document and trying to meet each other, just so it's easier for you to manage the process during COVID. Next slide, please. So the next section is around your participation as a candidate. So you need to read this section and basically sign it to say that you accept, that you understand all the material that you have to submit, you've submitted all the relevant information, and that it's accurate and true, and that you cannot withdraw from the process. So once you sign up, you should complete the process to the best of your ability, and also to confirm that you are a graduate of the Girls for Girls South Africa program. Next slide, please. The last section is around your declaration to ensure that you understand the process. We have developed a constitution that will govern the Girls for Girls Alumni Committee. We will provide that in addition to this form. We would encourage you to read the constitution so you understand all the components and what the requirements are. It's a high-level document. Once you've read that, you would then need to sign this section as well to agree that you will participate in the election in a fair and free manner and uphold the tenets of the Constitution. Next slide, please. And at the end of the document, we just have a check sheet to make sure that you've completed everything. So first is to read the Constitution and make sure you're eligible to run. So that would be making sure that you are a graduate of the program, which is basically your ticket into the election. To complete the entire form, it is in total a 6-page document, but there's 4 pages and 4 sections, 4 to 5 sections that you have to complete. Ensure that your mentor has signed, and ensure that you've emailed a photo of yourself, a CV of at least 5 points, a manifesto of 250 words, or statement in terms of why you would encourage your voters to vote for you, and either a logo and or slogan based on your preference, to the RSA at Project G4G org website, email address, sorry, as well as making sure you've signed the candidate declaration, and to submit all of that information by no later than the 4th of October at 5 p.m. Thank you. Okay, sorry, last slide. So these are the important dates to keep in mind. We would encourage you to meet the deadline. So the nomination form needs, with all the associated documentation, needs to be submitted by the 4th of October. Today we're hosting the campaign briefing session to provide with more information. The campaign will start from the 5th of October to the 18th of October. And electronic voting will be from the 19th to 21st. That will be a digital voting process. And the announcement will be made on the 24th of October. And then we'd like to open the floor up to any questions that you might have about the process.
Should I go ahead? Because I see there's some questions on the chat.
Go ahead.
Okay, considering that there were not many participants like on this meeting today, I don't know if that will, if you think that will impact the voting or not, or the number of people that will come and vote for their preferred candidate.
So I suspect that what will happen is that some people just couldn't make it this evening. So we will put another appeal out to see if there's anyone else who wants to run. we may run another session, or we'll share this recording. We'll make this recording available for people to watch so that they can get the background of it.
Okay.
We definitely would like to have, you know, it must be, we'd like to have it as a situation where there are multiple candidates running, and there is actually a winning, you know, situation where people actually do garner enough votes and go through that campaign process, which is quite important. Like, we really want you to, you know, put your manifesto out there, sell yourself, do all the things that you learned in G4G to drive your leadership campaign.
Okay, thank you.
Just to support what Valerie said, so we will obviously promote the election, we'll promote the campaign, all the posters will be advertised on the various social media platforms. So as the organizing committee, we will obviously ensure and support and promote the election to the members to the best of our ability. And the interest will increase once we start publicizing and marketing more extensively over the next 3 to 4 weeks. So we do expect to see an increase. It is also the first elections. I think people are observing and trying to find out more information as well.
So Lebogang, you graduating on the 3rd of October, you definitely can qualify. The only thing that we need is confirmation of a certificate. The only cohort that won't finish in time is the AMF cohort, the Asad Mahapa Foundation cohort. But we already have an idea of who may be, who might graduate, who has already attended 3 sessions. So we will definitely encourage, if anyone is keen from that cohort, to actually apply, so that then if they do graduate, they can still qualify. Was there another question in the chat or not?
No, just confidence saying that she's late. That's all.
Are there any questions about running a campaign that you would like some advice on or guidance? So for example, talking to voters, designing a poster, building interest. I'm going to take that as a no.
Any questions?
I just see blank screen, so I don't know.
I'm sorry, I have a question.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. I see there's a question there. Oh, okay. So when you are running for the office, does that mean you're running for the entire G4G South Africa? So it's not just for the university that you're in, but it's for South Africa.
For the whole of South Africa. The first alumni group in South Africa. It's a very prestigious role, honestly. It will be. You will be setting the standard for all the alumni groups going forward.
Yeah, to support Valerie, it's a national position, which is overarching and will support all cohorts across the country, so across all 9 provinces where projects are implemented. So it is a prestigious position to hold.
Okay, but then in terms of the duties, won't it be overwhelming if you are a student?
So the idea is to be a leader and to delegate and to garner volunteers to assist you with any projects that you may have. You're a team of 4, so you're a committee, the same way. I mean, if you think that how Girls for Girls South Africa runs, we have a leadership team. They all have full-time jobs, but they basically, you get committees together and you get whatever you decide to do. You get people to assist you who belong to the alumni group. And you can rope in mentors where necessary as well.
Okay, thank you.
Ntebogang, sorry, I just got a question.
I just wanted to
go ahead.
Contribute to your answer. So the role is the first role. So as a committee, you will then define your role. So as students, you then have the opportunity to ensure that you structure the role to meet a student's requirements. So making sure that you set a role, for example, based on your requirements. You may decide to only host 10 meetings each year because the other 2 meetings you want to ensure that you have time for your exams. You might then make very specific activities that fit your schedule. making sure you set a meeting time that is appropriate. You perhaps can even consider having a subcommittee that assists you with implementing projects. You also have the support of your village as well as the organizing committee to support you to implement projects. So I do think it is manageable if you and the elected team ensure that you structure the roles in a way that is manageable for a student, because you are students and we understand there are academic and personal requirements that you have to take into account, as well as making sure you set, for example, short-term goals over the year that you know is manageable. For example, for the social impact committee, you might decide as a committee that you only have 2 major programs for the year, or 3 small programs each quarter, or 1 program or each quarter, so you can manage your responsibilities. And then also you have access to your village for guidance, such as professionals like myself and Valerie and Kinney, who can guide you if there are any constraints that you might face.
Okay, so it's there's no interview, so it's just like people voting for you, that's it.
Basically. But I guess a campaign is even more stringent than an interview, right? Because you need to really sell yourself, and you really need to make an effort to promote who you are and what you're about and what you stand for, so that people will vote for you because they will think you qualified for the office.
Okay. I understand that.
I'm just posting the link to the session on Friday for Nkobong. If you want to catch up, you can watch this and it'll give you some background info to what we discussed on Friday. It was really a summary of what we discussed this evening as well. We just did a shorter version of the Friday session.
Okay, thank you.
I have a question. Is all of this going to be happening online?
Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, Trumply, due to the impact of COVID and the fact that programs are located in different universities and locations, this particular campaign for 2020 will have to be done completely digitally. And we will also have support from our marketing team to post your posters onto the different media platforms and also to post in different groups. And then it's on you to decide other ways in which you want to reach your voters. But you'll have our support to reach the G4G South Africa membership base as best as you can digitally.
Zakona, to answer your question, it will only be South African mentors and mentees who are voting, not international. Any other questions? Have we answered everything in the chat?
I think so.
All right.
So just quickly, before I even forget, I'm about to post the link to sign up to the alumni group. So everyone can fill that out. We have a few responses on it. So I'll just send it again, and I'll also send it again in the WhatsApp groups. That's Mike, please.
Thank you, Kinney. No other questions, guys? Well, I'm looking forward to seeing your campaigns. I hope that all of you are going to run. I think we have some very valid candidates here, and just by the fact that you attended this evening, you're already showing some leadership. So it would be wonderful to see your applications and see you running for office. Thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful evening further.
Thank